How can I turn this thing?
Yeah, you're live.
I know. I might have to restart this, everybody. Hang on. Trying to There we go. We're good. All right, hang on, everybody. We got this a little bit screwed up, but everything's almost under control. Chuck, come on over here, man. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
I got off to a rough start here, man. I pushed the start button on our show, but what the heck, man? We're ready to go here.
Nice, we'll go.
Why don't you take a seat, and Sam's going to join us in a moment, everybody. It's great to be with you. Welcome to Tackle Shop Confessions here in the beautiful city of Carson, California. I pushed the start button on the show before I was supposed to, so here we are. It's great to be with you. Of course, we had the Danny Kadota Show earlier today without Danny Kadota. The 22nd Street Landing office today, our podcast today, was buzzing.
Yeah, there was quite a crowd there.
Quite a crowd. Brian Pfeiffer from the Independence was in there shucking it up with us.
That was neat seeing that boat come in.
Yeah, it's a bitchin' boat, isn't it?
That thing's huge.
You were the one who said, and it's so true, it dwarfs every other boat in
Yeah.
there.
They put it on the dock and you're like, oh, wow. Look
Yeah.
how big that thing is.
Have you ever met Brian before?
Never. That was the
What's
first
your
time.
impression of him? He's a great, he seems like a
Super
good,
nice guy. I've actually heard a lot about him, and he's one of the top notch.
he's
That's
such,
the reason why he runs that boat.
yeah, he's a good guy, and he's got a good sense of humor because his favorite video he was saying was when I blew the air horn in Scott's ear. Yeah, I love it. Well, we got you here for two reasons before Sam joins us. Number one, let's talk about your surf fishing tournament at the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. We'll be participating with you in it.
Yep.
Really looking forward to it. Tell us about the dates, prizes if you have them, and stuff like that.
So yeah, we're still putting together all the sponsor list. Obviously looking for more if anybody's interested. Dates, May 24th to May 31st. May 31st is going to be the celebration we have annually where we pronounce all the winners and have a bunch of food and raffles and giveaways and you name it. It's quite the event.
Quite the party.
Quite the party.
It really is.
I think it's very unique because we do a big party at the end. And really, you know, it's kind of nice because we really enjoy the people and meeting the people, you know.
Yeah.
Bringing them into the club and say, hey, man, how was fishing? This, that, you know.
Right.
That gives a good platform for everybody to kind of share their stories.
Yeah,
How did
for
the
sure.
week go, you know?
Yeah, right.
That kind of stuff.
Right.
So-
you guys had like a live leaderboard going on last year. I'm sure you're going to do that again
It
this
is
year.
yeah,
that was really cool.
It's neat, yeah. You can watch as you're participating, and you can kind of see where you're standing, and you go, "Oh, okay. Well, I better get out there more." Or,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
actually doing pretty good, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What species of fish are qualifying the event?
So it's same as last year. It's going to be halibut, surf perch, corbina, yellowfin, and spotfin croaker. And that'll be the 5 category. It's the same exact as last year. Same price, $25 to get in, and that includes your meal at the end.
Oh, wow. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
What about now? Is there a ruler that you use for that?
So yeah, we're getting the rulers printed pretty soon here. It's going to be a little different from last year. We're going to use a vinyl ruler, kind of which is normal for all the surf fishing tournaments.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to use that throughout the year.
Okay, great.
Kind of make them reusable, and that way you don't have to get rid of them at the end of the year.
And so how does that work? Where do you get that?
That is going to be at different tackle shops. We're going to talk Sam into hosting it again.
He's smiling over there.
I know, he's like, no.
He can't wait to come down
Yeah.
there at 4 a.m. and open
Yeah,
up.
that was kind of funny that one year. I'm sorry, Sam. But no, it'll be at local tackle shops. We are expanding more out. We went to Eric's last year
Up in Ventura?
up in Ventura.
Yeah.
He was a great host of that. And then we're trying to work our way down to San Diego. You know, just kind of spread out a little bit more and get a little more involved. We're also, a new thing for this year is going to be an online registration. So you actually don't have to go to a shop and have to mess with the shop owner. He's trying to make change or whatever. It's all online.
Breaking Sam's heart.
Yeah, like, oh, man. So, yeah, it's all online. You'll be able to pay online, sign the waiver online.
Where do you get your ruler?
Then you come to the tackle shop for the ruler.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much how the CCA has it set up.
The tackle shop has your name or whatever, or you go and show.
So when you make your payment, it's going to print you off a code.
Yeah.
You're going to bring either the email or the code to the tackle shop, pick up all your tackle.
Yeah.
and then pick up your ruler and then go.
That's great,
And
man.
then you're good. Yeah, it's more seamless.
Rock and roll. This is going to be a big tournament this year. I can feel it coming.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say there's going to be a couple of custom rods there.
Yeah, I know, right? That is for sure.
Yeah, the raffle is always a good thing. It helps us.
Is
put
that the
on
one that I've
events.
been winning, or is that another one?
You're not involved anymore.
Is that the one I had been winning?
Yes, that is the
It
one.
was the surf fishing one?
Yeah.
So I've won the reel
You
2
run
years in a row.
twice in a row now. So he's not allowed in the raffle.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm telling you.
What?
You're out, man.
Oh, man, you're breaking my heart.
No, you'll be all right.
Well, are you going to have some elk sausage or something for me and the carnivore king over here,
Well,
Dan Lightfoot?
We're most likely going to have the taco guy that we've been doing. He does
Oh, yeah,
a
he was
great job.
Yeah, he's
He
muy
feeds
amable.
a lot of people really fast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that way we can kind of get on to our ceremony and all that cool stuff.
All right, cool. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds good. And then we're going to combine and do a trip to Catalina Island one of these days. We're going to come up with a date. I'm already getting requests to do it.
I think we were dancing around
March 15th?
maybe March 15th. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be right after PCS.
Sponsors and prizes?
Yeah. What? Oh,
So,
well,
yes.
we're just talking about this right now. So, right?
Yeah, we don't-
Oh,
we
you're
don't have-
talking about back to this.
Oh, for the surf fishing?
Yeah, go
tournament?
ahead.
So
Thank you.
I have talked to the people at CCA. Sam says he's going to donate $100,000. Stuff like
Half
that.
what I did last
Yeah, exactly. Just half. Yeah.
half,
Yeah, I know. It's been a rough year.
Scott
No, we're still working on all the sponsors, but it always comes together at the end.
Scott Bouchard says that you need to visit Angler's Choice and Squid Co. in San Diego. We
Okay.
should go down there. I need to go to Angler's
Yeah,
Choice.
let's go talk to
I've
him.
been meaning to interview Luke for a
Would
long
love
time.
to.
So.
Yeah, we haven't
Maybe we
had
can go
one.
down there.
Yeah, we haven't had
Just,
one in
I'm not
Vegas.
going to go across the border for you. No matter how much you beg me to take you to Tijuana,
I know.
no hacerlo.
How many participants last year?
We had
Pushing 100, didn't you?
No, it was
You
like
didn't hear me.
Oh, Sam's had, and want to know how many participants last year.
I think there was only 45, 50
Whoa.
roughly.
Was there?
Yeah,
That
we
was still
doubled.
pretty good, though.
Yeah, I mean from a fresh startup.
when you started,
Yeah, it
you
was
had
2 years ago.
12 or something?
Yeah, we had 12 and it doubled, and I wanted to keep doubling every year.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not so much about the tournament.
Huh?
Where can you fish?
Geographic locations of where you can fish. Ask
Anywhere
Sam De La
in
Torre.
Southern California.
Can't fish in Mexico?
No.
We can't invite our Paulina to be in the
She can walk across the border, go fish, and then go and during the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't expanded out to Mexico because obviously I think the people going down into Mexico are going to have a hard time getting back to Redondo,
Yeah.
right? So that's quite a drive. It's a couple
And you
hours
have to
drive.
go to-
You don't have to go, but we encourage. it.
I think, hey, Sam, Playas de Tijuana, where the wall goes out in the water. You just walk out there far enough and cast over into U.S. waters, wind your fish around.
Yeah, wind it back over the board. You're good to go.
There you go,
Yeah,
man.
right.
We've saw that. Paulina, are you listening? Captain
We'd love to have Paulina in. That'd be great.
Yeah, to get her up here and do
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
heck yeah.
we'll have to see if we can do that for sure. What else? Is that it on the tournament?
Kids division?
Kids division?
We have not opened the kids division. We're talking about a discounted rate for kids. All those details will come in the next couple of weeks. So
Cost?
$25.
25, and that includes your meal.
That includes your meal.
Little birdie just told me that.
Yeah, that includes taco dinner.
Yeah, see, I'm paying attention.
I know.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, right.
All right, what else do we have here now? Our raffles.
Coming
We're
up.
having one a month kind of here.
Yeah,
Something
it
like
works
that.
out one a month. Yeah.
So the next one will be next Monday night.
This Monday coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. What are we raffling on,
So
man?
I brought in a couple of rods that I have wrapped. One is going to be a Zeus 4. The other one's going to be a. This one I kind of was thinking outside.
Sam De
of
La
the,
Torre to the rescue. Thank you, Sam.
I was thinking outside of the box. You have. The sinker rig's been doing very good annually. So that's a CX70 extra heavy, and it's kind of made. Yeah, it's kind of made for
Gorgeous.
a sinker rig during the day, so you don't have to break down your big gear at night. You have this sinker rig outfit ready to go, and you can just leave it rigged up. So I don't think they make a rod that's just kind of ready for a rail rod. So I extended the foregrip and put a nice set of guides on it.
Look at this dragon scale wrap is beautiful. That's that Fuji.
I bought the
color
thread
dragon
here
scale.
actually.
Yeah, that's so slick.
I got
That-
the guides and the thread from.
That is what happened when you put 20 years into I mean,
less than a
2
year.
weeks.
Less than a year.
Yeah. Wow, you're a quick learner, man.
Yeah, and the other one's a Zeus 4. That one.
What's the value of the first rod, more or less?
Sam would know on a retail part on that.
Well, if I'm giving 100,000, that's got to be worth at least 50,000.
Yeah,
50 grand, man. There you are.
I would say that this is the CP 76.
CP, yeah, 70 extra heavy.
70 extra heavy. Gosh, you're probably easy if somebody ordered a rod like this from
Yeah.
us. They probably would be out the door in the $600 range.
Sam says
I would say
600 on that.
650.
600, 650.
Detail work here
Jeez.
might be even a little bit more, but I'd say 600 to 700. I'd have to kind of sit down and piece it all together, but easily 650.
One rod, 650. Easy, says Sam De La Torre. And there's more to come on our raffle next Monday. And what? Can people start getting tickets ahead of time?
Correct. Yeah.
What's the number? And then we'll give it one more time again. But go ahead. What
So
is it?
yeah,
Text you or
you
what?
can either text me. You can. Well, it's probably on previous shows we've done last month. Either Zelle or Venmo at Charles Zimmer, or 310-918-1448.
Okay, there you go. We'll give it one more time again if you want to grab
These are
paper and
separate
pencil.
from the last ones that you guys did before.
These are
right?
2 brand new rods. Yeah.
So man, that was crazy.
I know. I know.
Crazy that time.
Yeah, he never stopped riding over.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
great.
it was.
already
It's
started on that.
quite involved.
Yeah, right. That's what
5:30
we're.
start, boys.
So those 2 rods next Monday night.
Those 2 rods plus, you know me, I always like adding in
Throwing stuff in,
bonuses.
yeah.
I went to the Hall show. I bought some bonus stuff this year, so there could be.
You never know, right?
I always throw a rabbit in the hat. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there's always something.
Tickets are $5.
$5 a piece. 5 tickets for 20.
Yep.
Are you gonna be?
20
What are you pointing at me for? I can't be in the contest.
Please
I
go
can't.
back a month and watch Tackle Shop Confessions.
Yeah, right.
You will have a laugh on how well Phil is.
What did I do?
Screwed all that up.
You're trying to say the deal.
Oh, and I had
It
it all
was
screwed.
20 tickets for $5.
Oh, that's right. I still
right?
don't have it right. That's why
Yeah,
I'm asking him
exactly.
to. What is it? 40 tickets for $3?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my. All right. So number one more time again. Nice and slow, Chuck.
So, area code 310-918-1448 or at Charles Zimmer for Venmo. Or no, Zelle. I'm sorry, Zelle.
No, Zelle is your phone number.
Oh, okay.
Well, look who's screwing things up.
Right, yeah.
Zelle's your phone number, and it's at Charles Zimmer with a number, isn't
Text
it?
me
Text him.
310-918-1448. We'll get you squared away. We'll start it up tonight. We'll submit tickets throughout the week. Then we'll have the raffle on the 24th.
Yeah, and then we'll be taking your orders during the live show here Monday night from Island Fishing Tqckle in Carson, California. Anything else?
Talking about Island Fishing Tqckle.
Yeah?
That man wants to talk to you.
Oh, shoot. Can I take this off of you? Okay. I've seen some crazy videos of you and me out there floating around, which we're not going to discuss, man. No way, Sam. We're not going to divulge anything. Man, we already got a ton of people dropping comments in here. We love it. All right, Sam will be joining us in just a couple of seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to push up towards 75 people watching. Sam, how are you, my friend?
What's going on there,
Good to
Phil?
see you, man. I can see you're busy here. Another show is upon us. It's
Yeah.
getting awful close, right?
You've been busy. I see all the content you've been putting out.
Yeah, I've been putting out a
Getting
little bit.
a lot of guys in, included in this whole thing. So
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Tomorrow morning, I think we'll be able to drop a really great show with Benji Kim.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, really
great
learned
guy,
a
huh?
lot about him. Great guy.
Yeah.
And then his past about being a pastor. I never knew all that
I didn't know
stuff.
he was a
Yeah, I
pastor.
didn't either.
Yeah, he did that one thing here with us.
Right.
Which, got a ton of views and a ton of traction. So, he's the guy who's created something for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Super good guy, super honest guy.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed. Dan sat there during the taping of the show today, and it was great. So tomorrow morning, Benji Kim, you'll learn a lot about surf fishing and a lot more. And the show is, what are the dates to the PCS show?
March 6th through the 9th. So Thursday through Sunday. I think the first 2 days they do like a 12 to 6 or 12 to 7 or something like that for Thursday, Friday. Saturday's the long day, starts at 10, and I believe it ends the same time, 6 or 7.
Uh-huh.
And then Sunday's a shorter day. They start at 10 and probably end like around 4 or 5.
Yeah. Are you ready with any sales or discounts that you have, or is that going to be for maybe next Monday night?
We'll probably zero down on some prices and things like that. What I did want to show off some things today that we have gotten in.
Great.
Just a couple of promotions through manufacturers, plus kind of like a special edition, some special edition stuff. Not necessarily discounted, but more limited edition stuff like we've done in the past with Nomad. We're going to be having it there at the show. We ordered a bunch of it in because it's been such a popular topic for them to have this limited edition color. So if you want to read some of this stuff off here, get caught up.
Scott Bugert saying hello to you.
I will start bringing some of that stuff to the table.
Perfect. I will read some, and then if there's a technical question, of course I won't be able to answer it, so we'll wait for Sam. But we do have some people who are just saying hello, and we deeply appreciate you all being here. If you don't mind, pound on that like button right now. All the likes in the world is something that Sam and I deeply, deeply appreciate. Scott Bugert says, hi there, Sam. I've heard that SoCal Chicken Wings is closed now, so I'm going to send over plenty of food for you and the gang because we deeply appreciate all you do in the industry. Scott Butcher just said that.
That's why I like that guy.
Actually, he said, hi there, Sam. I added the rest of that, so there you are. Chris Navarro. How come we haven't seen Chris down here lately? Yeah, Chris, what's up, my friend? Phil and Sam, I am Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great to see you. Worm King Swim Baits. That is the one and only Fish. He says, Chuck, what's up? Fish says hello to you. And Fish says he's winning the whole thing this year, and he's also up for sponsorship. So there you go. DJ B is the man. I love this guy. I spent 5 glorious days with my son Philip, and with him, I think Scott Bugert was there, right, DJ B? Phil, finally able to join live. May have to leave early. Scott B is in the chat. Yeah. Drop the details on the Indy 5 trip if you have time. Of course, for you, I always have time. In fact, Brian Pfeiffer was up in our 22nd Street Landing studio today, and I said, Brian, Paul Strasser tells me that bluefin and yellowfin
biting.
Tell me it's at 300 miles.
Yeah.
And Brian goes, it's actually moved up closer. Ooh. It's up there. He said that bluefin's from 200 miles to 300 in there, 270. And that yellowfin is just a touchdown below, but it's already starting to move back up. Something that you mentioned as a possibility or maybe a dream. And it sounds like it's starting to come true.
Yeah, that 200-mile mark seems to be, I mean, traditionally with tuna, albacore, anything that's kind of your migratory stuff that we, are always waiting for, kind of to kick off the season. That it always seemed to me like that 200-mile, barrier has always been, once they get past that, it's like they just start sliding in, I don't know exactly which banks are down there at that distance, but it seems like once they make it past that, it's game on. And even at 200 miles, a 2 or 3 day trip can easily fish. So, we start getting into that kind of situation where other boats, once you get off of their wintertime maintenance schedule, they might be heading down there and getting some of that away.
In fact, Max Nui on the Pacific Voyager, I think, will be heading down there later this month.
There you go.
He found him at 200 miles. He didn't have enough time to stay on him. The weather came up on him. He did find him. Hopefully that's going to come together. DJB, that means if that fish stays where it is or moves closer, you get 3 full days of it. And we were on it on our November trip, and it's phenomenal. In fact, when Brian walked in the door today, we were talking about that 8-day trip, and he was just shaking his head at how lucky we were and how good that trip was. So that should be a good one. I hope we see you on board there. And once again, Scott Bugert telling Chuck to get Angler's Choice or Squid Go involved. Robert Graber, second time I'm seeing him. I saw him on the Danny Kadota Show with Phil Frieman and not Danny Kadota today. Good evening, Phil, Chuck, Sam, and the Friedman Adventures family. Happy Tackle Shop Confessions. Mackie is here also, my friend, so he's hiding out over there with Chuck right now. Scott says, TJ is the best. Take Chuck to TJ. Scott, do you have any recommendations on where I might take him in, TJ? Have you ever been down there? And if so, where have you frequented? We'd all like to know that. Probably Telefonica for a great meal, I'm sure. Yeah. Robert Graber, thank you all for all your efforts to save our sand bass fishery. I think we need to mount the same social media blitz in April to ensure they actually do what they promised. It's not over until they vote. I got to thank you because you called me right before the meeting said, we need to go live. It was all you. And I said, absolutely, man. You give me 5 minutes notice, we're on.
Do it, yeah. I mean, that was awesome. You know, there was a great showing. There was a lot of people involved. Obviously, CCA leading the charge, but I know that, gosh, I can't remember his name right now, but your saltwater guy, Dave Hansen.
Yeah.
I know he's been on the horn about this here for a long time. I know that he's been really, really good about kind of spreading that message here on his podcast that he does almost on a daily basis. So that was good too. But everybody who kind of listened and watched and came in at the right time, I think they had 50 speakers. I believe that was probably the limit of speakers that they were going to allow, because I'm positive that there was more than 50 people who had tuned in that day. I know
Absolutely.
we had 45, 50 guys just that were watching ours that were kind of transitioning to that right afterwards too, and I'm sure Dave had another at least 50 or 100 guys that were on his side too. So I do believe that they did make an impact. It looks like they're going to go for that
4 fish limit.
4 fish. You know, I think SAC was kind of like was a recommendation, but we'll see. You know, you're right. On that day, it's going to be the final kind of like, you know, what's going to be written down in the law books there as far as what's going to be allowed. I imagine that's going to be it, but there's no need to confide in that. We have to kind of make sure that happens and be watching, and if there's any kind of chance for public comment at that point, we need to make sure that we make them aware that we're watching.
Right, and CCA did just a great job,
Right.
and in fact, I need to go back and look at this email that I got from Wayne, but Wayne is doing something where he wants private boaters to send him measurements of every sand bass they catch, short, legal, whatever, and I'll have that on the morning briefing. Are you aware of that? Or
no.
Okay, I'll get up to speed on that.
Okay.
I've had a busy day, so I didn't get a chance to go into it, but definitely will by the morning briefing tomorrow. I'll let Sam know, and Sam and I, and maybe Wayne, we can all get on a podcast together and do that from here. That'd be great. All right, Hook and Cook, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Thank you very much, Phil and Sam. I absolutely love my Mahi Mahi 30, and I love you guys. We love you too, my friend. Beautiful, huh?
He ordered that reel.
He did?
Yeah, the day a couple weeks ago.
And you sent it to him?
And yeah, he bought it over the phone that day, and we sent it out to him the next day.
Where's he at? Do you remember? Is he in California?
Yeah, he's in California. Yeah.
Okay, not an exotic like Taiwan or something.
No.
Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you who are here with us again tonight. Once again, hit that like button. Really appreciate you all. David got a new 3.5 split tail shad in 4 colors for the Derby on Sunday. So he's ready to rock and roll for our Derby. I think that's what you're talking about, and it's going to be so much fun. We had so much fun. Dan is sitting out here lightfoot, but Dan, he always adds to the event. Dan is like a deckhand. He just runs around trying to make sure his grandkids are having fun and that we're all having fun. So that's this Sunday, Surfside, California. We are having a little derby, I guess you could call it, but more of a get-together where we're all going to have fun. And we had well over 50 people last time. Sam, you ran over and grabbed something.
Well, yeah, just something else I want to talk about. I mean, one of the things that I mentioned earlier was Nomad having their limited edition lures here. So they're doing a DTX 180, which is kind of like a medium-sized diving trolling lure, a DTX 200, and a Matscad 190. And as you guys can see here, these are some pretty bright colors. They're calling it a chrome series. It is a limited edition where everything from a straight chrome silver to like a red, looks like a kind of a pink color, and then a purple. These are all going to be a limited supply. I ordered quite a bit, and so I think we're going to be good through the show.
Yeah.
But for you guys,
no guarantees.
No guarantees, yeah, for sure. But as you can see, this is kind of way different than what they've had in the past, you know. So I know a lot of guys have already been hitting me up about it because they've been seeing Nomad post about it. And so that's going to be one of the things that we have at the show. Another thing is kind of a smaller thing, I guess, but here in the shop, one of the things that we expanded on was our offerings of the Kitech baits for you guys that fish inshore, inside the harbor, anything like that. It's probably the most popular bait. They make them in all these kind of cool colors, different sizes. But we probably tripled our offerings on them. We just kind of got a big order, and we're going to try to continue to do it. It's one of those lures that we get them on the wall, and we think we're all full, and a week later, like, man, there's all these
Where'd
holes
they
here.
go?
Where'd they go? You know?
Yeah.
But it's a really, really good lure that catches a lot of fish, and guys have good luck with it. So we expanded our offerings, and we're going to be bringing those to the show as well, offering those on a little bit of a discount.
Great.
So that's
Fantastic.
a really cool deal. One of the other things too is
Can I just mention one thing to you?
Sure.
If they disappear off of there inexplicably after Tackle Shop Confessions, you might want to check Dan's backpack.
right,
Yeah.
right. Especially fishing in the harbor. Yeah. In fact, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the guys there that fish the docks there after you do the other shows would do really good with these. This is kind of where these things perform.
Yeah.
Another thing we got going on is United Composites. They've come out with a new railrod series. So these are the RGPX. So in the past they had a RCX, which is a composite extreme, which we're all familiar with. They've been making those for a few years now, probably 7-8 years now. You know, straight rail rods. I mean, something that's pretty common in the industry right now.
Yeah.
And they came out with this GP series from their live bait rods to the rail rods. And they hadn't made a factory rail rod until this year. So these are going to be brand new. I have a couple of them here. They're still making my order, but they dropped these off today. This is going to be a 76 Raptor and a 76 Viper. And these are heavy duty rods. This is probably
look heavy duty.
Yeah, this is probably the stoutest rods that they've made.
Yeah.
And the big change in these is that this, you can't really see it on the camera too good here, I guess, but down towards the bottom, you'll see kind of a checkerboard kind of design on it. Excuse me. Well, that is another layer of material, carbon fiber. Excuse me. That I'm sure you guys are all familiar with all, this carbon fiber material, but this is kind of a heavier, thicker style of material, and what it does is gives it more power in the bottom of the rod. So this rod series here is really kind of designed for the guy who has maybe used a couple of heavy rods, and is just looking for a rod that just has more power.
What are they rated at?
Well, one of the other things that he's done, I'm not really sure how it's going to go over, is that instead of having a range rating, you know, like a 50 to 100 or whatever, he's put one line size on it. And to be honest with you, it's probably the right size line for the rod.
I'm going to guess.
So this guy
be
here,
at least 100.
Well, this guy here is the 80.
Yeah.
So this is the lightest one.
Yeah.
That one there, what does it say? 130 or yeah. So that one's going to be a 130.
Yeah.
There is one in between, which we also are going to be coming in. And that one's 100. So you got your 80, 100, 130.
Nice.
Would be totally appropriate for all that bluefin that they're getting down there. Fish up to 300 pounds, no problem. If you're doing a longer trip, 16-day trip. I know some of those guys have already been buying these blanks and make them into rods.
Yeah.
But now they're going to be available through as a factory rod.
Nice. And
So
you'll have them at the show?
We'll have them at the show. We'll have a
Beautiful.
little bit of a discount on them.
Really cool.
As well. So that's a new product.
Excuse me.
Another thing from United Composites, this is kind of through United Composites, but also through a second vendor that has been doing some customizing of blanks. It's actually Graham that works down there at United Composites. He's kind of a tinkerer kind of guy. And so he kind of showed me this the other day, just kind of something that he was messing around with.
Boy, Chuck Zimmer is looking at that, man. Look at him over there.
This thing is pretty cool, you know. I mean, if you just look at the blank, I mean, seems like it's super bright, and it is. But you got to remember, you're going to cover it with a handle, grips, wheel seat, and the guides. And so
it's pretty cool. Dorado
it's
kind
definitely
of
gonna be
vibe
cool.
to it. Yeah.
And so what I was thinking was, with all these guys buying these Dorado colored reels, the Makairas, I told the guys over there and Graham, I said, hey, why don't we make a couple of these rods? And so begrudgingly, the guys over there are like, oh man, you want to make this stuff? It's kind of like, because getting them to make something that's out of the norm, it just takes extra effort, for them to kind of stop and just do this special thing. And so Graham did the painting of the blanks, and the guys at United Composites did the wrapping. And so basically, this is going to be offered at the show, kind of a limited thing, but it really kind of applies for the guys that have been buying the Mahi reel, although I guess you can put any reel you want on there.
Yeah, right.
But it really kind of goes with it. And you know what? I'm going to take it off of here so that you can kind of see it next to the color up there. But it really
blends right in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really shows well as far as kind of a package, So for you guys that are into that, this is going to be kind of a limited thing. We are going to be able to make these later down the road because the coating of it, the coloring is something that he can kind of just do, no problem. And so in this case, though, because there is all this attention on those Makaira mahi coated reels, we figured it'd be a great time to kind of show.
Great idea.
Show this off here. Yeah. So it's kind of a extra little bit of a custom deal, although the rest of it is factory. Yeah. Meaning that it's wrapped at the factory, guides, factory grips, everything like that. We just kind of threw in this little bit extra color to match that Makaira reel.
Are you going to have a bunch of those at the
We're not going to have a bunch. You know, I mean, seeing as it was something that kind of fell into our lap here just about a week ago. You know, we're going to be able to make a few. We might have 4 or 5, something like that, at the show. Yeah. But for a guy who wants to order one, we'll have that available to order, you know, at the show or after the show or anything like that. Yeah. So we'll probably have them in the shop here for a little while as the interest kind of continues. You know, these reels too, these Makairas, the Mahi Makairas in particular, you know, is also another thing that Okuma has kind of started to run out of. You know, we went over the numbers as far as what they had available that was left. Some of the models they had quite a bit. Yeah. Some of the models are pretty much out, you know, and so we put in an order for them for this next show. And after this, that's probably going to be it. You know, we won't be able to order any more of certain sizes, especially the smaller sizes, the 15T and the 16, which is kind of the ones that are probably the most applicable to guys down here. But those for sure, I think, are going to be, at the end of the show, they'll be out of stock. And you might be able to find one online somewhere with an online retailer, but as far as being able to go to a local store here in Southern California, I think those are going to be kind of out of stock. So for you guys that want that, that's going to be a good time to get those. And Okuma is still kind of trying to figure out what they're going to do about these rods.
Last time we talked, it was going to be 50, right?
50 rods. That's still going to be the case. Yeah. You know, I was thinking, you know, maybe we'll try to figure out some way of comboing up a rod. It probably won't be free, you know, once we run out of those 50, but we'll have to figure something out. Well, we've been talking to them about what we can do. Yeah. There's really not a whole lot. You know, that program was something that was put in place and ran some time ago. So, you know, they can't just dig out a bunch of rods for it. It's already been a huge success in that respect. But you know, I think it's also going to be something that some guys might be a little disappointed if they go there. Even the first day, afternoon, they may not be able to cash in on that.
I guarantee you, they're gone after the first day.
I would think so for sure. So we'll see what we can do. It may not be free, but maybe for some reduced rate, we might be able to offer it still as a package of some sort, to where if you're looking to get a deal, we'll be able to do that. But I don't want to commit to anything until we can figure it out.
Man, it sounds like you got all kinds of great stuff, and we haven't even really dug into all the stuff. Next Monday night, I'm sure you're going to have a lot more to talk about the show. And as we get closer to it, the excitement builds. It really is the show in Southern California right now. It's a great show.
I mean, especially if you wanted to, you know, shop with your local guy, you know. So, like, for guys that shop at maybe, Performance Tackle or other shops, you know, they're going to be able to shop through their guy. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. They're going to be able to see bigger booths and things like that. I mean, the deals, in fact, some of the deals were better at
the hall show.
At the hall show. Yeah. Just because some of the pricing has changed and some of the deals that they're doing have changed. So it really depends on what you were looking for. Yeah. You know, overall, there's going to be probably more opportunities there, but maybe a specific opportunity that you were kind of looking for that was available there may not be available over here. Yeah. So, you know, it just depends, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I think overall there'll be more opportunities for more deals over there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Bill DePriest from the show, him and I are trying to work out a time. He's super busy.
Oh, right now,
But he said, I'm working on it. We'll get a time and then we'll do a podcast. So looking forward to doing that. All right, good stuff. Mario, or I'm sorry, anything else that you
want to talk about? One more thing that I kind of wanted to throw out there.
Be right there, Mario.
So this has been kind of a long project that we were working out with the guys.
No pun intended, huh? Long a project.
It's for some long rods, you know.
Yeah.
I'll kind of hold them here a little bit. But these are some blanks that were kind of put together by the guys over at American Tackle. Now, American Tackle has kind of somewhat changed their structure. A couple years ago, they kind of just came to me, you know, for some suggestions about what we can do to try to like help them make some products or some suggestions for some products, you know, that they might be able to offer that might appeal to the West Coast. So out here we're known for long rods. Are we still on? Yeah, out here we're kind of known for long rods, and so that's something that they didn't have any kinds of offerings. So we just kind of made some suggestions for some things they can do. These are